How's it going, my G's? It's Art1fact. It's Monday. It's another day in your life. I hope you're all doing well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. All I ask you to do is that. And in order to do that, if you do that, well, actually, just have the preset for free anyway. I thought I'd make you guys a nice little Neurofunk bass to start off your week. So, grab your coffee, you're ready to do some learning, and we'll get straight into the vital patch, eh? Before we do that though, so we won't get straight into it really, yeah, I'd like you to listen to the loop. But before we even do that, sorry, I'm all over the place today, I haven't done this for a few days. Yeah, before we do that, yeah, check out my Discord community. We have some very nice people in there waiting to say hello to you. And also check out the links down below to my website where you can get information on my one-on-one lessons, my mastering, and my vital presets. But this one's for free for you guys today because we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. We're almost there. When I have exactly 2,000, I'll definitely do like a big live stream party. I'll probably get drunk on the stream. That'd be fun. I'll give away a free preset pack as well, which has been building and building up. But anyway, until then, take this little number for free. Let's have a little listen to the loop, shall we? We can also adjust the speed on this one here. But if you agree with me, I think it's a very nice and powerful and sort of classic Neurofunk bass line. Anyway, yeah, so before you go ahead and download it, I suggest that you just pay attention to a few little tips, what I did to create the patch. So let's jump straight into Vital. We shall turn off our unwelcomed dinner guests here, and we'll jump straight in to the voicing. Ow, that's very harmonically rich, isn't it? Right, we'll start off, as I did when I was creating the patch, with a basic shapes saw kind of pulse wave, which has been turned all the way up to the top to get this nugget here. And then I have turned off the phase randomization, turned it all the way down to 0. And then I've put the percentage of unison on 7 and the amount of voices on 3. And you won't be able to hear anything because the level is off. That's how it sounds. And we ring modulate in a tiny bit of white noise to give it just a little bit of that fuzz in the high end. And now this is going to be frequency modulated into a sine wave. So it's a square going into a sine, which is lower down. And that's where we already start to get our juice. The Neuro juice, you know, what life is made from. Now we take the level down from oscillator 1 here. So now I've just got the sound of the sine and the square being mixed together, and I don't have the original sound of the square. Sometimes I leave them both in, sometimes not, but in this case I wanted to leave it off. And then, but what I have done then is I've FM'd again into another sine wave, which is higher up. And this guy we've got, as you can see, we're frequency modulating from oscillator 2. So this one, into this one, into this one. But the first one's off, but the second 2 sine waves are on, just because that sounds cool to me. If I turn this one off, could be nice, but I like the doubling up of the sine waves in this case. So we got a lot of bass, we got a lot of harmonics in the high end. Next thing is to add a filter, and this is one that I sometimes do to take the edge off, or take the hedge off. And basically, all we're doing is a low pass, and we're just setting it really close to the top, just so we're taming a little bit of all that chaos in the high end. So it becomes like slightly softer. You've still got the high frequencies in there, shout out high frequency. You're not actually taking all of them out. There's still some in there, but it's just a bit less and a bit more controllable. And we can bring these back up again later on with the compressor and the distortion, so not all is lost. Second filter, this is my mid-range expression filter. So the phaser positive, sculpting a bit of that mid-range, and then we're kind of moving that around on our sort of only modulation source, which is this LFO here. And as you can see, I've also got a little randomizer on it as well, so we can just very slightly, each sweep will be slightly different. But yeah, that's obviously sort of getting quite aggressive again with the harmonics, so the next thing we're going to do is jump over to the effects. And just before we do that though, I've got a little macro here as well, just easily controlling the speed on the LFO one here. Nothing new. So yeah, let's get on to the effects. And we have a chorus to start off with. And it sounds really nice when it's on up high, but then it just kind of destroys like the low end a lot. So 8% or so is pretty nice. Just to kind of spread it around a little bit. The compressor comes on next, and we just left all the settings as they are and just tweaked the attack and release to get the right sort of combination of, or the right dynamic and shape of the sound. So bringing up the attack, we let through a bit more of that power, especially on the first part of the sound. And the release, by bringing it down, we kind of leave this little tail on at the end, which sounds pretty nice. And then this all goes through another filter. Now we can sort of control the low end again with another low pass. And although it's kind of like we're going a bit back and forth with, like, you know, taking the low end out, adding some more in, taking it out, and then, you know, that's just the way that I've done it. And if you don't like it, then screw ya. No, but seriously, it's just, you know, by going through these different stages, you end up with a more sort of complex sound, you know. And it's the same when you're like processing your sounds in your track. You know, I'll constantly be EQing between different sort of sections of the processing, and, you know, because every time you do something it changes, and then you add something else and it changes, and that's how you build the complexity in the sound, you know. So that's the reason why it can sort of seem a bit chaotic, but it's actually it's just refining the sound one step at a time. So we've got our nice little filter on here, and that's sort of tamed everything quite nicely. And then I went ahead and added a phaser as well, which I don't use too much, but I thought, why not? A little bit of kind of messing around with the frequencies a bit, not too much though, of course. And then distorting all of that together. And I've got my distortion, as you can see, on my LFO as well. So that's sort of adding to the dynamics of the sound. And then finally, a little bit of an EQ just to boost this kind of treble where it's sort of lacking a little bit. And then you sort of bring that all together. Most of the drums and such are from my previous Vital preset packs. I think 2022 has a lot of these drums in. But yeah, that's enough about those. Yeah, so thanks for watching anyway, and I hope you can download that patch easily and enjoy it and play with it. And most importantly, I'm just trying to provide a little bit of motivation on a Monday, so you can get through the working week and hopefully take some time to be creative and focus on your music as well, as that's kind of my goal, I suppose. How I achieve my sense of worth and happiness is trying to motivate others to be creative. So yes, until tomorrow, goodbye.